Alright folks, the common test server has been updated to patch 1.21 with 2 new hidden vehicles and 3 new skins. So let's get started with the Kampfpanzer 07P early model, practically a special Leopard 1 that is a lot larger and wider with a dozer blade and thicker armor. It is a special tier 10 German breakthrough heavy tank, where normally they have assault E100s or mouses, so a little bit of a different playstyle, more in line with a chieftain obviously, or main battle tank B for the Americans. So not a bad looking vehicle, but it is practically a Leopard 1. Practically, that's a lot thicker and wider, so wide load in the rear. But Commander Cupola weak spot, the mantlet is pretty thick, about 300 millimeters. It is a large target, and you do have the elevated engine deck, so it's like with the Concept 1B. If you side scrape, shoot the engine deck from the crevice and you'll pin, so don't really rely on side scraping, mostly hull down with this vehicle. It's a thick boy, a very thick Leopard 1. It has 120 millimeter and deals surprisingly less damage than the 105 on the Leopard 1. Surprising, right? Now, the tank model inspector or tank armor inspector is not working currently for the test server, so we have to use a browser-based version. But let's get started with the gun. It's 120. Penetration is 260-ish, so a little bit below the actual Leopard 1 comparison. Leopard 1s have about 280, 278 or so, and less alpha too, but high explosive is still not half bad, 110 millimeters of pen. So DPM wise, it's close enough to a main battle tank B or so, or the chieftain. But accuracy, aim time is pretty quick. That's good. Gun depression only 8 degrees compared to the 10 on the American or the Brits chieftain. Ugh, it's still workable with 8 degrees when I think about it, but you have a little bit more tough time hiding the commander cupola with only 8 degrees. Fine. Firepower wise seems alright. Dispersion is not half bad while moving and turning the turret, but 45 rounds. Shell velocity is decent with APCR as standard, but let's compare this with the actual chieftain just to be sure. T95, which version? There were like 3 versions of the chieftain. Yeah, less alpha in comparison, less penetration, a little bit better DPM, better accuracy and better aim time. Not as good dispersion while moving, but better while turning the turret, and a little bit faster. Faster shell velocity too, that's good. Gold shell is 320 compared to the chieftain's 322, but high explosive anti-tank against APCR round or APDS. Let's compare with the main battle tank B. Still less damage than the main battle tank B and less penetration, but still better accuracy, better aim time. Not as good dispersion though. Faster shell velocity. So this is basically more accurate, more sniping of a gun compared to the main battle tank B or the chieftain, but high explosive anti-tank. Okay. It's not a bad design, I guess, but I don't know how many people feel about having another hull down monster to deal with. So let's take a look at the armor. Commander cupola weak spot, obviously 120. Upper plate is about 300 millimeters effective on tanks.gg. Lower plate about 200. Turret size about 270-ish, 280-ish. Mantlet 320. Oof. Turret roof only 45. So you could overmatch with a 150 millimeter if you're tall enough. But let's use the newer browser base. The old model is not working, like I said, so I had to use this version yet again. But 20 millimeter for the dozer blade. Effectively, it's about 320 for the upper plate. And the upper plate is 160 millimeters sloped, so about 270-ish millimeters effective. Lower plate about 210. 200 or so. Cupola is 133. Mantlet 370 effective. So you can shoot the cheeks. You could somewhat pin if you aim like this crevice right here. Ooh. Or something like that. It's only 180, but it's sloped. So still decent hull down monster. Somewhat decent, I guess. Just need to hide the commander cupola. That's a big weak spot. Side armor is only 100mm. So don't really rely on side scraping. It's only 70 between the tracks. Oh. Okay, I mean, like with the Console 1B, just shoot right here. That's only 30mm for the exposed engine deck. Yeah. It's alright of armor. 2300 health, which is a little bit more than the Chieftain or the main battle tank B, surprisingly. Alright. Yeah, don't really side scrape. 70, 100mm. Shoot the engine deck if they're side scraping, but usually they are not. They are hull down like this. And with 8 degrees of gun impression, you could hide the commander cupola somewhat. So it's a lot better of an improvement compared to the crevice on the main battle tank B. But that thing's like 250mm flat or so. So unless you don't know about it, then you'll have a tough time with the main battle tank B. Mobility wise, about the same horsepower per ton ratio. A little bit faster than the Chieftain, but about 17 horsepower per ton. Weighs about 60-ish tons though. It's a big boy. And hull traverse is still not bad. Concealment, better than the average heavy tank. And view range is actually not half bad too. I think it's 420 on the Chieftain maybe. Huh. Which one is the best one out of all of them? Nah, for Chieftain is only 410. I thought it was 420. Is it the main battle tank B? Yeah, main battle tank B has a little bit more view range. So this one has the most health out of all of these 3 special tier 10 heavies, but it's the more sniping of the ones. It's more capable in terms of accuracy and sniping at a distance, but you still have the armor to work with. It's also the fastest one. Yeah, effectively faster. But less gun depression. You carry a little bit more ammo. Ammo is about the same in terms of cost. Still good. Not half bad vehicle. And we already have a main battle tank B, so I mean either it's for rank mode with a new onslaught, or I don't know, at Clan Wars maybe. I don't think anybody feels that optimistic about the recent 116 F3 as the Clan Wars stuff. It's not that crazy. I don't see that many of it, but I see a lot more 907s running around than the actual 116. So it's still pretty decent. I mean, now we see the armor. It could be like a what? A 7 out of 10 or so? It's not half bad, but it could be cool. Alright, moving on to the British wheel vehicle, the GSOR 1010. So categorized as a medium tank, sniper medium tank. Operational requirements, yada yada. Abandoned. So it kind of looks like a French design vehicle, right? Little bit, but there are so many historical videos on this thing already, so make sure to go check these out. But check those out. But crew of 3 doesn't really fit the British medium tanks. It lacks a loader, so it's like with the Cobra, you don't train that many loaders with this thing. But 105, it is a wheel vehicle, and DPM wise it's alright for a tier 8 medium tank. It's a little bit below average, but still it's okay. Aim time and accuracy is pretty decent on paper, and 8 degrees of gun depression is not half bad. 16 elevation, penetration is average 220 or so. 360 alpha for the 105. Is it a low velocity gun? That's a big question. Velocity is not great, but not the worst. Only 920 meters per second. You do carry 50 rounds, so not bad. Moving dispersion is actually decent, and especially for turret traverse. That's pretty good. Alright, I mean, it is a car after all, so do we get the automatic lock-on with the right mouse button if you click on this thing? and lock on. Does that work with this thing? Hopefully not. Health wise, below average compared to obviously medium tanks, only 1200. 60mm at the hull front, 30 at the sides. So it's not exactly thick armor. Yeah, it's no armor. Ugh, what is that? Upper plate is about 144. No way. It's 60mm slope. Yeah, 130-ish. Lower plate, 45. There's no armor. You'll pin. Other than high explosive, you'll pin. Yeah. Unless you shoot the sides or hit the wheels. And the wheels act as special space armor. Magical space armor that eats up all the shots. So yeah, it has no armor. It's about the same size as I think about Centurion size too. It's not a small car. So the only good thing about it is mobility, and it does have view range compared to the EBRs, obviously. Weighs about 20-ish tons, about 24 horsepower per ton ratio. I don't think you can put actual turbocharger on this thing, so you cannot boost up the horsepower per ton even more. 60 kilometers per hour top speed, 30 reverse. Decent enough. But let's compare this thing in terms of mobility with the cars. So top speed is about the same, surprisingly. Holy crap. What about rapid mode? Turning to rapid mode. 80 for the rapid mode. Alright, fine. So you still will keep up with some of the lighter medium tanks or heavier light tanks, but you do have better accuracy, obviously. DPM is about the same. You have better pen, obviously, better alpha. Not as good dispersion while moving though. Still decent for a medium tank, but not as crazy for a car in comparison. You do have better gun elevation, and obviously more module damage, more health. Weighs only about 3 tons more, surprisingly. Less camo, more view range. You have no gun depression in the back because of the large ass. Alright, fine. It's a little bit slower, but it's still workable. The only thing is there are so many premium British medium tanks for you to choose from. So is it worthwhile to buy a Hellcat practically for tier 8? You have to get used to the actual turning radius and other stuff, but shell velocity might be a big thing with the gun. Gold shell is APCR with a lot better shell velocity. Well, not as crazy, but 300 meters is pretty significant compared to 920. Ugh, it's an AP round too. Alright. It's okay. I mean, I still think you will likely have more better fun, if that's a term, with the Centurion 5.1 in instance because of the armor, right? 5.1 has a lot of armor for the turret and the upper plate than this thing, but this thing is faster. Yeah, and with the corridor maps, you'll likely have better time with the Centurion 5.1. Alright, 3 new skins. One for Clan Wars, presumably, for the T57E6. So similar to the 121B or the M60, you get this from Clan Wars. There is an actual camo, but there were some problems with the coding of this thing. So you can see from the little icon right here that there should be a camo for this vehicle. What the hell is it? There it is. There should be a burnt camo similar to the 907 on the side of the turret, but this is the base model, so very close to this thing. Helldiver. Not a bad looking skin. I mean, all the tier 10 skins for Clan Wars are pretty decent. There's a pair of boots. Alright, fine. Gas mask. Yeah, decent looking skin. Not half bad, but not many people have this thing. Everybody opts out for the 907 or something that's not this. Or even the VK72, but yeah, everybody choose the 907 first. So it's the same in terms of style compared to the M60 as well as the 121B. So they all get a special skin. And let's talk about segue into the America skin. Likely for Independence Day. Who would have thunk, but E4. This is bombastic of a skin. There's actually a grill in the back for hot dogs and patties. Holy crap. Okay. Very. Why is there a truck ornament in the rear? So it's like an EBR. You can go forwards or backwards. With a truck ornament hood. Alright, New York plate. Kind of weird. Should be a Texas plate. There's the Texas plate. Indiana plate. Alright, fine. Route 66. Oh, it's America, alright. So American. Cowboy hat. The long horn on the mantlet. The boomstick with the gun barrel. Okay. Very, very American. Alright. And finally, a skin for the Skoda T56 for the Chinese Dragon Boat Festival. Don't know why they chose a Czech vehicle. They obviously could have used the 110. That thing looks like a boat, right? And they chose a super weird Polish tank for the Skoda. Don't know why. I mean, the 110 looks like a boat. This thing doesn't really look like a boat. Okay, fine, whatever. So that festival is June 22nd. So very close to July 4th. Oh, there you go, folks. So 2 new hidden vehicles, 3 new skins. It has been a little bit slow. Therefore, there's not that many new vehicles. 1.20.1 got delayed, obviously. So that's why there's not that many new vehicles. But how the hell do I feel about this? I mean, it has the armor, but Commander Cupola is a thing. Same goes with the MBTB. It has a crevice of 250-ish millimeters. So MBTB is alright. It got nerfed compared to the original version. So this thing is still in the game files, and that is the weak spot, the crevice. Yeah, 240. I thought it was 250. It is flat too. So, yeah, hull down is not as strong as with the Chieftain, but I still think it's reliable-ish enough. DPM is not half bad. It is accurate. So I will still think it's likely a 7 out of 10. As for the car, this is like a untested. It's probably a 5.5, middle of the road average out of 10. As for the skins, this one is like a 8.5 or 9. It's pretty good, but nobody has the vehicle. So pretty good looking of a skin. As for the bombastic E4, it's like I mean, America, sure, but that's 4 out of 10. If you have an actual camo with it, it might be a 5 out of 10. Also, what's funny is the E4 has 3 skins now, like with the Batchat. Surprising. I mean, there's already a skin for the E4 from Battle Pass, and another one from Holiday Ops. So, apparently, Wargaming really likes the E4 for some reason. Really, really likes the E4. As for the juxtapositioning of the Skoda T56, it's still like a 4-ish out of 10. I mean, there are boat oars for the sides, so it's supposed to be like a boat, but yeah, this thing does not look like a boat. Not even close compared to the boat shape on this thing. That looks like a boat, right? You could easily make a skin for this, but whatever. Oops, forgot to mention, but these are the 3 candidates for the upcoming Battle Pass. Type 5, the Foch B, and the T57 Heavy tank. So 3 new skins. These are not available yet. I would have looked, but these are not available. So you can look at the list, but where's the Type 5? There's a Type 5 Kaiju. There's no skin for the Battle Pass version, but it seems that the Type 5 is even more favorable than the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen in Wargaming's eyes. There are actually vehicles with 2 or more skins now compared to no skins for tier 10s. Like the T62A Nobody likes the T62A. Sad noises. So I'll take a look at the skins once they come out, but these are basically beach themed. There's a big oar, or that's a boat for the Type 5. So practically a beach theme. Kind of looks like a surfboard for the T57 Heavy. That's kind of neat, but they could push this whole chapter back to Season 12 and have the guest star for Season 11. So we have no idea if there's going to be any guest for this year's Battle Pass. So like with Warhammer stuff, we should have a guest if that's optional, but oh, there we go, folks. Hidden vehicles and hidden styles on the common test for 1.21. We'll take a look at Frontline and other stuff coming soon. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Second